Hello people, you are on the Psychology channel, and today we're going to talk about something that can sneakily, quietly, but seriously mess up your life: toxic relationships. These relationships may seem normal at first glance, but over time they begin to reveal their true nature. Yes, about the very ones that entangle you like a sticky web, and it is not easy to get out of them. They may start with small things, with small remarks or criticism, but gradually they turn into something bigger, which begins to choke you from the inside. If you have already started to suspect something, feel that something is wrong, but can't figure out what's going on, this video is for you. We will help you understand these complicated feelings and realize what's really going on. Stop waiting for the weather to clear up and hoping that it will resolve itself. Toxic relationships will not disappear on their own, and the longer you wait, the worse it gets. It is important to take action and to take decisive action. We're going to break down 15 signs that don't just hint, they scream at the top of their lungs. It's time to wind down. These signs will help you realize that you're in a toxic relationship and that it's time to make a change. We will speak without beating around the bush. As it is, I know how to do it. We will not hide the truth or soften the edges. It is important to be honest with ourselves and with you, so that you can make the right decision. You may well recognize yourself in these situations. Don't be scared. You are not alone, and there is always a way out. Many people go through this, and it is important to remember that you are not alone in your struggle. A toxic relationship isn't just fighting and resentment, you know. It's a constant feeling of anxiety, insecurity, and fear. It is when you feel like you are walking through a minefield, not knowing when the next explosion will occur. This is something that slowly but surely sucks all the juices out of you, all the joy, all the faith in yourself. You start to doubt yourself, your abilities, and your value as a person. How do you know when it's time to act? Let's get to the bottom of it. We'll look at specific examples and situations to help you see the big picture. We will also offer strategies and tips on how to get out of these relationships and start a new, healthier life. It is important to start with self-reflection. Ask yourself the questions. Do I feel happy in this relationship? Does my partner respect me? Does he, she support me in difficult moments? The answers to these questions can give you the first clues. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Talk to friends, family, or professionals. Sometimes an outside perspective can help you see what you don't see. Education and support are key. Read books, watch videos, attend support groups. The more you know about toxic relationships, the easier it will be for you to recognize and deal with them. Make an action plan. Decide what steps you will take to get out of this relationship. It may be a gradual process, but each step brings you closer to freedom and happiness. Remember that every small step is a victory. Don't devalue your efforts. You are doing an important thing for yourself and your future. At the end of the day, you deserve to be happy and live in harmony with yourself and others. A toxic relationship is not a judgment. You can and should strive to do better. Let's start this journey together. Subscribe to the channel, like and share this video with those who may find it useful. Together we can overcome any difficulties and find the path to happiness. Thank you for being with us on the Psychology channel. The first sign that you have a snake in your lap, as they say, is constant criticism. It can start with little things that at first seem insignificant. For example, you may hear comments about the way you dress, the way you speak, or even the way you laugh. Gradually, these little things accumulate and turn into a constant stream of negative comments. Do you feel as if you are not with the person you love, but with a strict examiner who is always watching your every step and waiting for you to stumble? This feeling can be very debilitating. You begin to doubt yourself, your abilities, and even your value as a person. Constant criticism can undermine your self-esteem and make you feel insecure. For example, you cooked dinner, tried your best, and your beloved or beloved looks at all this and says, "Wow, did you oversalt it again?" Or maybe you hear something like, "Why can't you do something right at least once?" These words may seem harmless, but over time they accumulate and begin to destroy your self-confidence. Or, "Are you ever going to learn to cook anything decent?" Comments like these may seem like a small thing, but they can hurt a lot. You begin to feel that your efforts will never be appreciated, and that whatever you do, it will never be good enough. It sounds familiar, doesn't it? These situations may seem ordinary, but they can have profound effects on your emotional state. Constant criticism can lead to feelings of helplessness and despair. You start to feel that you can't change anything, and that no matter what you do, it will never be good enough. And it seems like a small thing, no big deal. But, my dears, it is from such little things, like drops of water, that the very oppressive atmosphere is formed, which over time destroys your faith in yourself. Gradually, you begin to believe that you are really not capable of doing anything good, and that your efforts will never be appreciated. But, my dears, it is from such little things, like drops of water sharpening a stone, that the very oppressive atmosphere is formed, which over time destroys your faith in yourself. If you notice that criticism has become the backdrop of your relationship, and no matter what you do, things are going badly for your partner, that's a huge red flag that signals, run for your lives. Constant criticism can be a sign of emotional abuse. It can be your partner's way of controlling you and making you feel insecure. If you feel that your efforts will never be appreciated, it may be a sign that your partner does not respect you or appreciate your efforts. Don't be silent. Talk about what hurts you. It is important to express your feelings and not let criticism destroy your self-esteem. If your partner is not ready to listen to you and is not ready to change, it may be a sign that your relationship is not healthy. It is important to remember that you deserve respect and support. And if your words don't work, run away before it's too late. Your emotional and mental health is more important than any relationship. If your partner is not willing to respect you and support you, it may be time to consider leaving. Remember that you deserve to be in a relationship where you are respected and valued. Don't be afraid to seek help and support from friends, family, or professionals. You are not alone, and you deserve to be happy. You must realize one simple thing. You are worthy of love and respect. And no one, you hear me? No one has the right to humiliate you. Neither past merit nor any explanation is worth your peace of mind. If you are constantly on edge like walking on thin ice, that's not normal. Remember, you are a person, not a target for criticism, and your feelings are important. Don't be afraid to talk about what hurts and makes you uncomfortable. Sometimes, by the way, all it takes is a frank and straightforward conversation to make things work out. But if your partner doesn't make contact and doesn't see the problem, draw your own conclusions. The second sign of a toxic relationship we're going to break down today is emotional swinging. This is when your partner is burning with passion for you. Then suddenly it's as cold as ice. Such swings can be confusing and make you puzzle over what you did wrong. Today, your partner carries you in his arms and tells you that you are the best, and then tomorrow he doesn't pick up the phone and pretends he doesn't know you. Sound familiar? I'm sure many of you have experienced something like this. These mood swings, like a Russian roller coaster, can be very exhausting. You are constantly on edge, not knowing what to expect the next minute. But most importantly, this partner behavior doesn't make you happier, but rather undermines your self-esteem. You start digging into yourself to think there's something wrong with you. But it's not you. A toxic partner is simply not capable of a healthy relationship. He feeds off your emotions, your energy, like a vampire. Don't let that kind of swing throw you off balance. Try talking to your partner about his or her behavior. And if he doesn't see a problem or isn't ready to change, it may be time to move on, without him. Believe me, you deserve more than these merry-go-round swings. My dears, let's be honest. Control is not a sign of love, is an attempt to suppress your individuality. If your partner is trying to control your every move, like you're not a living person, and the dolls wind up, run for your life. Remember how nice it feels to choose an outfit that accentuates your beauty. Now imagine being dictated to what to wear and what not to wear, forbid you to wear what you like. This dress is too short. This skirt is too provocative. Sound familiar? It's not a concern, is an attempt to box you into their idea of perfection. But you're not a porcelain doll on a shelf. You have your own taste, your own style, your own flavor. Don't let anyone tell you how to live your life, how to dress, with whom to socialize. In a normal relationship, partners respect each other's personal space. Control can also manifest itself in constant checks on your phone. If your partner is demanding passwords to your accounts, reading your messages, This is an unacceptable invasion of your privacy. In a healthy relationship, partners trust each other and don't set up surveillance like in a spy movie. Remember, you have a right to privacy, to your secrets, to communicate with those you care about. If your partner is unable to respect your personal boundaries, think about whether you need a relationship where there is no room for trust and respect. You know, my good ones, a relationship is not a one-way game. If your wants and needs are ignored and your partner lives solely by their own interests, this is a very bad sign. Here you want to spend the weekend as a couple, dreaming of a romantic dinner or a walk under the stars, and you hear back, "Let's do it another time, I'm tired today, I have other plans." Sound familiar? Every time. Your requests are ignored, your wishes are not taken into account. It feels like you live in a world where there is only room for one person, your partner. Another red flag is neglecting your dreams and goals. When someone you trust shows no interest in your aspirations, it can be very painful. It's not just words, it's an attitude that can destroy your confidence in yourself and your abilities. You share your plans with eager eyes, what inspires you, what makes your heart beat faster. You talk about your dreams, what you want to achieve in life, your ambitions and goals. You talk about what you want to achieve, your plans for the future, how you see your life in a few years. You share your hopes and dreams, your aspirations and desires. And in response, silence. It's all nonsense. You won't succeed anyway. Why do you need it? Such phrases like a cold shower dampen your enthusiasm and devalue your aspirations. Instead of support and inspiration, you get a portion of criticism and distrust. It's not just words, it's an attitude that can destroy your confidence in yourself and your abilities. Instead of feeling supported and inspired, you feel devalued and unappreciated. But it doesn't have to be like that. In a normal relationship, partners support each other, rejoice in successes, and help each other overcome difficulties. They inspire each other for new achievements and believe in each other's strength. They share joys and sorrows, support each other in difficult times, and rejoice together in moments of success. If your partner does not show interest in your life, does not believe in your strength, and does not see you beside yourself on the road to success, think about whether it is worth wasting time on a person who does not see your potential and does not value you as a person. It's important to surround yourself with people who believe in you and support your dreams and goals. People who inspire you to do new things and help you grow and develop. By people who see potential in you and value you as a person. And now, my good ones, let's talk about manipulation. And one of the favorite tricks of toxic personalities is to make you feel guilty. You've been working hard all day, pleasing your partner, fulfilling every request, and then you hear, "You never think about me. You don't love me at all." Sound familiar? And you start to doubt yourself, to look for mistakes in your behavior, even though they were really doing the best they could. Another common manipulative phrase is, "If you loved me, you would do this for me." With this phrase, they are trying to get you to do something you don't want to do by appealing to your feelings. It may be hinted to you that you are not good enough, not caring enough, not showing enough love, and it's all just to get your way. Remember, my dears, love should not be based on guilt and manipulation. You don't have to sacrifice your interests and desires in order to prove your love. Well, my dears, let's continue to deal with toxic relationships. And today, the sixth sign that it's time to get out is isolation from friends and family. Imagine, you and your partner have been together for some time, and suddenly your friends and family are like a bone in his throat. Your friends are a bad influence on you. Why do you need to see your family when you have me? Familiar phrases, aren't they? And okay if it was just jealousy or wanting to spend more time with you. But no, more often than not, it's an attempt to control you, to take away your support and footing, to make you completely dependent on the relationship. So, my dears, if your partner starts dictating who you socialize with and who you don't socialize with, that's a very red flag. And your partner? He came into your life relatively recently, and who knows what's on his mind. Maybe he just wants to make you his property, a puppet in his hands. So don't let yourself be fooled by sweet speeches and promises. If your partner truly cares about you, he or she will never limit your social circle. On the contrary, he will be happy to see you happy. surrounded by people you love. And if you don't, run for your life. Don't waste your life on those who don't appreciate or respect you. You deserve the best. The seventh sign of a toxic relationship that we're going to talk about today is perhaps the most dangerous and frightening: constant threats and fear. And here it is important to realize that threats are not always expressed in a direct form. It is not necessarily shouting, insults, or violence, although of course this is also unfortunately common. Threats can be veiled, manipulative. For example, your partner may constantly remind you of your shortcomings, past mistakes, to tell you that no one needs you but him. But the purpose of such manipulation is to instill insecurity, fear in you, to make you dependent on his approval. And unfortunately, very often it works. Women who live in constant fear, afraid to say an extra word, to make a wrong step, because they don't know what the reaction will be. They are afraid of losing their partner, even if the relationship only brings them pain and suffering. My dear ones, never tolerate threats and violence. No person has the right to humiliate, intimidate, or control you. If you live in fear, it's no longer a relationship, it's a nightmare. Run without looking back. There we go. We've broken down a few more signs of a toxic relationship. Remember that you are not alone. Millions of women around the world face similar problems. It is important to recognize the danger in time, not be afraid to talk about your problems, and do everything possible to get rid of toxic relationships. Believe in yourself, in your strength, and remember, you are worthy of love, respect, and happiness. Summarizing, we've looked at 15 signs of a toxic relationship. If you recognize these in yourself or your relationship, it's a signal that it's time to take action. You don't want to wait for things to get worse. Toxic relationships rarely change for the better. If you've noticed any of these signs in your relationship, it may be time to reflect on the fact that you deserve better. Talk to your loved ones, ask for support, and don't be afraid to make decisions that can change your life for the better. Subscribe to the INFAPORTPSYCHOLOGY channel. Give us likes and share your stories in the comments. We're here to help you figure things out and find your way to a healthy relationship. And remember, if your partner makes you choose between him or her and subscribing to our channel, that's a red flag. Subscribe. We don't bite.